Everybody, this is Dr. Rao Kulusu. I am here for my morning talk, and something came up to mind this morning as I was talking to my sister in India. Uh, she always tells me how her mind runs and she's not able to control it. So I thought I will talk about what are the impurities that we accumulate in our mind that can really cause this problem of running mind, not able to control, and not having the peace of mind, right? So the impurities, as I learned in the yoga folklore, it's like divided into three things. I kind of mnemonic I use is AVA. AVA is like a ava. It's like a spice, that you make out of several spices, and that with the fruit, it's called avakaya. That means very famous pickle of Andhra. Everybody in the world, whoever tastes it, will be very much enamored by the taste of that particular pickle. So I kind of wanted to present those three letters represent what is. In Sanskrit terms, A, the first A is ahankara, which is egotism. Then the V is vikshepa, that is the scattered mind, and the scatteredness of the mind. Mind goes from one to other, right? And then third one is avarana shakti. That means it forms a wheel over our real self. These three qualities of the mind, if you don't control them, they will lead to a lot of impurities in your mind, which results in really thinking a lot about ourselves, or uh, thinking we are the only thing and we are the big thing, and nothing else is below. Nothing else is above us. It is us and me, right? Whereas when you allow the mind to go from one thought to other thought all the time, then what happens is mind doesn't stay in one point and doesn't focus. So if you allow it to go like that, you don't have any concentration. You cannot really achieve anything, right? And the third thing is there is something behind the thought, which is our inner divine self. We don't recognize that. We don't really identify with that because this thought patterns form a like a cloud pattern on the sun, and then they go their own way, defining who we are, which is the image we make. That is the ego, right? So identifying who we really are really quietens the mind, and the mind can be observed with our self, the inner self, the bigger self, and the real self of ours. And also, it doesn't have this feeling of separately individual self, which is the ego from the real source. So, those are the three: the ego, scattered mind, the nature of the scattered mind, and the third is the nature to really cover up what we really are. You know, why we need to understand and work with these impurities is without that you kind of create a separate self that gets hurt, that gets seen separate from other people, so they cannot have the feeling of inclusiveness with other people, and also feeling of I'm part of something larger than me, and that kind of thing takes away a lot of stress. And obviously, when you have this focus and concentration and you're really able to do stuff, you can enjoy yourself. After all, peace of mind comes when you have this scattered thought coming to one, and you're really focused on that one thing and go beyond it and experience the silence within all of us. And also, really realizing the bigger self is we are part of that, and that is us, that is in us, around us. That is the biggest thing in life, to realize that we are really that immense big one energy, where we are also participating, and we are that, we are part of that, we are that. So once you have that sense of inclusiveness with everything else around you, and you don't have any separation, you don't have any anxieties. Okay, I hope that makes some sense. Actually, I wanted to talk about this because my sister, who she is like an 80-year-old, but she still has a very active mind going all over because she trained that for so many years, right? She was not aware that there is something beyond thought, and she was not aware that she is creating a ego self by her own image. And it's not just being proud. Ego means the sense of I am separate self. I'm an individual. I'm a personality. I have these specialties and all. Those are all thoughts. But then, if you come back to real spiritual self, then all these things fall off, right? And then she was also because of the advanced way, she allowed the mind to form its own neuronal paths. That's why even if you will at the end of life, if you allowed this something, the brain formed like that, you cannot change it that quickly, you know. But you can change it, but you can be witness mode and then have the thought under control. That is there. So, but it is difficult. But if you can understand early and you can understand the role of thought and don't be completely involved in it and then see beyond it, I think you have much more joyful and focused and meaningful life. That's what I really enjoy being in the present, being really identifying with the inner self that is us, and that is there in everybody else. So that is the being I talk about, and so that's very joyful, peaceful, serene experience when you have your own mind quieted and comes up when you want to. Otherwise, it takes a silent mode, and then you are really peaceful. Okay, that's actually can be done, and that is the yoga teaches us. Yoga is not just physical exercises, but it is like a, really establishing the connection with the inner self, which is present everywhere in everybody, all living beings. And then you really have merged your own individual self with the universal self. And that is the yoke, that is the union. To get that, to really understand, you have to understand the activities of mind and impurities of mind and correct them. Be in the present, be in touch with your real self, and then have a meaningful, joyful life. Mhm. That's what I wanted to bring to talk this morning. Hopefully, you got the gist of it. Remember that word ava, A-V-A. A represents ego, V represents scattered mind, and another A represents this wheel formation over our real self. Okay, to get rid of that is a Herculean task. It's like a elephant is there, and if you are the driver of the elephant, and you need to know how to control the elephant. Otherwise, it is enormously big, and it wants to go its own way, right? So what do we want to do? Somebody asked that driver, they call the mahot, the mahot. How do you manage this elephant? Because they're so large, so big, so strong, it can overrun you just like that. If it wants to go its own way, you cannot control it physically. You cannot do anything. But then they do go according to the mahots, the directions, and then he'll be sitting on top of it and directs it. How does he do that? Then he said, I train the elephant. So right from the childhood, he trains the elephant to listen to him, to go where he wants to go, and all that. So that training really makes the elephant to be submissive to the mahot, the driver, and really go where we want to go. Body is an elephant, and your mind is a bigger elephant. So how are we going to control these two? By training. Okay, body can be trainable, and it can create um, uh, routines according to the habits that you taught the body. Suppose you are able to get up in the morning and you do it every day, and body learns that I can get up in the morning and I will be doing something, then it will cooperate very much. That's why regular practice of whatever you are doing is very important. Okay, suppose if you want to exercise, if you want to get up in the morning and run, or if you want to get up and walk, or if you want to do yoga or martial arts, whatever you do, make it a regular habit so that the body get used to it. Like that, mind also train to be in the present, train to think with what you are doing at the moment, not extraneous thoughts. No, that means you got to be in awareness of mind going around and be in that awareness. Train it. That means every day in the morning, whatever you are doing, do it with full attention. If you make that a habit, mind will listen to you. It will not run after so many things. Ramana Maharshi said something very important which helped me is it is not the amount of work that matters, it is the interfering thoughts management that matters. So if you are doing something, focus completely on that. And if the interfering thoughts come from other things, understand how they are coming, because they are buried in your subconscious because you neglect to finish them off. And also, you just finish your work, and with that work, all the thoughts related to the work are done. And finish it up and go to the next one. The secret is just to focus on whatever is in front of you, whatever you are doing. Suppose you have planned, you have a brainstorm, and you have a goal, and you have several steps to that. Don't focus on the goal. Focus on each step in the process. Once you are like that, like a ball player, if he is playing football or basketball or anything, if he focuses on the ball each time that he is doing, and he will do a good job of hitting the ball or throwing the ball, whatever he does with the ball, and then that will be accomplished properly, and then you can go to the next step. So each play, each time you throw the ball, you have to be completely with it. Okay, and you can plan something, but then when you plan and execute the steps, be with each step. That is that will remove a lot of these impurities that to develop. Okay, so once again, three things I'm talking about is egotism and scattered mind and covering our real self. These are the impurities of the mind that you want to work on. And yoga is a good system which works for me. That's why I'm trying to share everybody. Yoga is also a lifestyle, a way of living, but enhances whatever religion you're doing, because it enhances the truth of all religions, which is the same in my view. So you don't have to switch to some other religion to do yoga. Yoga is a way of living, a life practice, and you can use it to enhance your religion. That's fine. Anybody can do it, but you can be not believer of God, and then can do atheist, and then you can do that too. So a modern man like me, I don't believe, but I want to inquire into things. So I kind of take it up as a lifestyle and really way of living, and employ that to enhance my other activities. But the most important thing is having a pure mind and a focused mind, and then we can realize who we are. That is the aim of the yoga, not just having physical yoga, but with the physical yoga, combining energy process of in the form of breathing exercises, and having some devotion to something larger than us that is there, and also having a focused mind, having able to control the thoughts and use the thoughts properly, and having a good emotion, loving other people and all that. Okay? So head, heart, hand, these three are coordinated, and what you are doing, what you feel, what you think, they are all coordinated. So those kind of excellent, valuable ways of yoga can make us this harmony, balance within us with all these three energies, and also balance us and the nature and the world and the society around us. Okay, so I hope I have conveyed what I mean by these three impurities and how to really overcome that. It's a long, big project to do that. That's why I conduct this wellness club in the morning and in the evening. And in that wellness club, what I try to bring people is cultivate to how to be in the present and cultivate that throughout the day, and also how to strengthen and increase the flexibility of your body and breathe in more energy by having the deep breath, and also having a nervous system that's not reactive to the life's challenges, but then responding to the life challenges with balance inside. So the deep breathing helps you stay away from the Frankenstein of the sympathetic nervous system, but stay in the Einstein of parasympathetic nervous system. Thereby, you kind of are not quickly reacting, but then responding to things in a proper way, so that you won't expend a lot of stress hormones within you, and then that leads to damage down the line. Okay, so you enjoy your work, or you do the work with equanimity and not really getting angry or irritation and all that stuff. Okay, then you're a mature, grown individual that you can perform your duties in the spirit of service to other people and in loving what you are doing too. So there are so many benefits of getting into this yoga. So if you want to join my wellness club, you are welcome to go and check it out at bfal.net/register. Okay. So that's what I want to bring to you all this morning. And if you have any questions, anything that you want to talk about, you can come up. Um, let me see. Yogesh is here if he wants to come up. So we talk to him. In the clubhouse, I can invite people. If they want to come, they can come up. Or if they don't want to come, that's fine too. Hi, Yogesh. I'm doing well. How are you doing? Okay. So, what do you think about what I'm talking about? Yeah. Yeah, the impurities I'm talking about, the three impurities of egotism, scattered mind, and also covering up our real self. Those are the three things I was talking about. I was telling people to be in the present, to be aware, and also to really understand mind has its own power. So it's like an elephant, body is an elephant. Train them, then they will listen. Otherwise, they will go their own way. That's the essence of it I was talking about. I was talking about more than half an hour now. That's the essence of what I talked about. Yeah, I'm a doctor. I'm a yoga practitioner too. Yeah, I'm an informatician also. Yeah. 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 I mean, we can be in the modern times. Why can't we use the wisdom of the ancients? That's why I discovered, I think my life is richer by that, because I don't say this is good, that is good. Both are good, but you have to take the good from both of them. So that's how I operate. Yeah, yeah. Okay, sure. So, yeah, I'm a modern physician living a modern life, but I don't want to really succumb to the weaknesses of modern life, you know. But I discovered ancients were living closer to the nature, and they were much more intact neurologically. They were able to focus and they were able to enjoy life, and they were able to use the nature sparingly and really not put a burden on the nature like we are modern people are doing. So they had a simple life and high thinking, and that is very good for us modern people, I think. Lot of modern challenges I see, I find solutions in the ancient wisdom. You don't have to shirk your modern technology. You know how to wisely use the modern technology if you understand the ancients. They said there's a lot more within you than outside. So once you turn inward and study your own interior of how we think, how we feel, how we understand our role in the universe, all those things are very important aspects they talked about. And that means they explored internal consciousness. That means it's not internal, it's the consciousness. So consciousness is everywhere. Without that, there is no life. And with the consciousness, we manifest both as body and mind. But modern scientists also coming close to that conclusion. Now they are coming to panpsychism, they call it. That means there is consciousness. Out of that, everything is manifested. Ancient said thousands of years ago. So I don't really take a lower look on their findings. I rather respect them quite a bit because they have really explored the inner consciousness, inner life much more meaningfully. And then they did not say it's all the property of one particular ism, Hinduism or Indian, nothing like that. They said it's like a scientific finding. When we find something, we say this applies to all human beings. Like that, human beings, I find, from India to United States, I've been in United States for about 40 some years now. I find people are the same internally. They feel the same, they feel happy the same, they express their grief same, they express their hate and anger the same. So it is understanding that people are same in wherever they are. Outwardly, culturally, educational, all those things, they may be different. But if you take the human being, how he feels, how he reacts, how he plans, everything, lot of things are the same. The difference is modern life kind of stuck on only the thought. The ancients saw beyond the thought and how to really use the thought properly, efficiently, and not turn it against us. You see, a lot of people don't understand how to make your own mind or thoughts your friend. They make your mind and thoughts your enemy. It can show you hell. But if you make it a friend, it can really create heaven for you. That kind of thing. Okay. So,
Yeah, I agree, doctor.
yeah. So that's
Yeah, I
why.
have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
In some of the YouTube videos, I've seen that cancer has been treated by the meditation technique.
Uh, Yeah, but what it is not treated, but can be better handled. Because if you turn negative, the cancer. I have treated number of cancer patients over the years, right? Where I diagnose, I send to the oncologist, then they come back to me for follow up and all. Lots of times it is that how they take it, how they react, what kind of attitude they bring makes a lot of change. But there are cancers that are really cannot be cured by whatever, but then at least they can have a quality of life. So having a good mental attitude towards the cancer is very important, and lots of times people can make some immune bodies, or now is the immune therapy is a big deal too, that can help to kill some cancers. Visualization and really calming the mind down and reducing the stress hormone level, all those things help any disease. But this is much more so. That's why ancients were like kind of having the still mind and realizing their inner self, were called self-realized souls. Those people lived very long time in a healthy manner because they had controlled their mind movement so that it is stillness all the time. That can help cancer also. or not only cancer, other diseases also. In Ayurveda, they call our natural homeostasis Prakruti. Okay, but then with our lifestyles that can go out of whack, they call it Vikruti. So if you bring back all that back to normal, then you really can help a lot of. For example, I am 67. I firmly believe, because of my entrance into ancient wisdom, understanding inner body, inner mind, inner soul, and all that helped me to take away all the medications. And since 2014, I don't have any medications on me. Not that you don't need them, you need them, but I don't have any vikruti, any disease. That's why I don't have to take anything. But I do give medications to people who cannot do all these things and who are having a diseased body and mind. Then we got to use the treatments. Okay, but just because you
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, meditate or visualize, the cancer will go away. It can help quite a bit, and if it is at a lower stage, sometimes what's called spontaneous happen in some people, and that is researched quite a bit too. Yeah.
So you mentioned that people should have still mind,
Hmm.
so that everything related to human body remains in a perfect way, so that people can live longer.
Yeah.
So how to have still mind?
Yeah. Say to understand, why do our mind go from one to another? You know, how can we really understand that and get it into control? What it is you have thoughts. That means thoughts are happening to you. Who is that you? That is the witness consciousness. That's called Sakshi Bhuta. So establish yourself in that by yoga practice. Then you can watch your thoughts, and as you watch them, you can slow them down. And if they are negative, you can replace them with positive ones. And then later on, you can go to one pointedness, one thought, and beyond the thought you could transgress and settle yourself in that witness consciousness. That's a long practice, but at least try to sit in the morning 5 minutes, evening 5 minutes. Just to sit one place all the time, select the same place. Don't have anything distractions. Don't look at the phone, don't look at email, nothing. Don't listen to music, nothing. Just to stay with yourself, close your eyes, and then begin to breathe deeply. Make it the breathing as your center. Then observe your thoughts. Be the witness of your thoughts. Then, once you are doing that, you don't pursue the thought or you don't repress the thought. You just watch it like a cloud coming in and going in front of you. If you get the habit of that every day, morning and evening, mind will be trained to be like that. You know, and you once you cultivate that kind of presence, take it to your work as a perfume from morning till evening. Whatever you do, pay complete attention. Okay, then you'll feel like, okay, I am watching the thoughts, I'm in charge of them, I'm not allowing them to go wherever they want to go. You will get that after a long time. But what the modern life does is, it gives us multiple stimuli, multiple things, multiple ways of going and thinking that we are being efficient. No, multitasking leads to inefficiency. In the multitask, there are several tasks. Do one thing at a time, even a few seconds, complete attention. So learn to be aware and in complete attention all the time. Then the movement will stop. It's not that
Can you
easy.
repeat the Can you repeat the last two sentences?
Yeah, when you are established in the witness consciousness, which is awareness, then your movement of thought stops. Okay.
Okay.
It's not
Okay.
that easy. I'm not
Uh,
saying it's not that easy. It's
yeah,
very,
yeah.
but
Doctor,
yeah,
yeah.
at least every
Can you
day,
continue?
take 5 minutes. Okay, 5 or 15 minutes every day, in the morning, in the evening. Make a habit of going to some room where you dedicate to meditation, or some corner where you won't have distractions, and learn to make it a habit to go same place, same time every day as much as possible. And then take some time to close eyes and follow the breath and start observing the thought. that will slowly lead to something like this. Okay.
Doctor, now I'm relating to Krishna consciousness movement. So Hare ISKCON.
Yeah.
So I recently, yeah, I do one mala every day. Matlab means in a week I used to do.
Mm.
But these days my mind is wandering. I mean, during one mala, my mind is, I do one mala, that
Yeah.
time my mind have lot of thoughts
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the mind.
The same principle. Anything mantra yoga or japa or tapa, all these things are ancient practices. The thing behind it is just to make the mind one pointed, but because you had the habit, but then we went out of the habit and you have the habit of thinking all sorts of things, and now it is coming in the practice also. So what you do is stay with it, stay it more regularly. I would recommend every day, especially in the morning. That's a good time, or in the evening before it falls into night. But in these days, nightlife, entertainments, and all those things are making people not to have this habit of being awareness at a time. So just to continue every day the mala, whatever is, like I said, each like a Krishna Tattva, they call it Hare Rama Krishna movement. That is the same thing I'm talking about, internal witness or consciousness. Like a,
Yeah,
uh,
I do agree.
yeah. So everything is the same. Whatever you say, Christhood, Buddhahood, or Nirvana, or moksha, all these things are the same thing they're talking about. So all religions have the same truth of what is what, but then they kind of interpret according to their belief and all, which is fine. They can do that. Any religion can do that. The same principle of understanding. I'm talking more like a, scientific person because I am. I understand. I don't want to believe things. I want to inquire and find out and replace my ignorance with knowledge. And then operate on that. Other thing is, you don't have to follow anybody. You can test it yourself. Suppose I tell you, go and sit in one place every day. Just do that. Actually, there is a book called Relaxation Response written by Herbert Benson. He's a Harvard cardiologist. He wrote this based on mantra yoga. So what he recommends there is, I recommended this book to many of my patients with high blood pressure, anxiety, and all that, to get them under control. We gave them medications for the high blood pressure, but we also added this as a behavioral change, a lifestyle change that they can adopt. So what he says in that book, Herbert Benson, is just go to one particular place in your home and sit down and close your eyes and repeat one word all the time. It doesn't have to be a mantra. It can be a mantra if you like it. I can also use mantra if I want to, but I don't have to anymore. My mind remains calm all the time because of the long practice. And more important is understanding it. So you just repeat the same word again and again and again. It could be Jesus, it could be Buddha, it could be Krishna, whatever you think is personally favorite for you. Just stay with that, or you can say one, 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 one. So all that, if you repeat it, the important thing is making that word repeat so much that you won't allow other thoughts, or you won't allow the mind to wander away from that word. If you can do that, then it will come down. But what you did was, you had a habit, but then you strayed from it and you went to the other habit of scatteredness. So come back to your original habit and stay there. Give it some time, understand this, and then it will come back to you.
Doctor, can you repeat the book name? Relaxation.
Relaxation Response. That's the title of the book, and the author is Herbert Benson.
Okay, I've written.
Yeah.
Doctor, I've heard that things happen in the seconds. It should happen,
Mm.
and if it doesn't happen, then it can took a long time.
Yeah.
So just like it can happen with us also, na? If we sit, then things can happen
Yeah.
in a quick time also, and
Yeah.
it can take a longer time. So
Yeah.
how to make it just like 5 seconds or 10 within
Yeah.
10 seconds? Can
See,
you?
that's the big
Yeah.
question: free will versus destiny. But then a lot of people that I respect, like Ramana Maharshi, He said, man thinks that he is the one who is doing it, he is responsible for all the success, everything that he has. But he said it's not so. It is the divine will that directs everything, you know. But what he said was, do whatever is presented in front of you completely, fully, you know, that it will, and then you do everything service in the spirit of love, in the spirit of universality and equanimity. If you do that, then your life will but if you say, I want to have this is my life, I have to enjoy, I have to do all this, then it will have its own consequences. The selfishness separates you from that universal self, and then you will have problems. Otherwise, you will have very peaceful, nice, rich life, but not in the sense of having materialistic things, but having the inner calm and peace and serenity.
But doctor, I want to understand the, I mean, mindset thing. You told na ki we should have still mind.
Mm.
So I was inquiring about that. Ki,
Yeah,
sometimes it has been said that yeah, yeah.
yeah. You see, the habit of having this mind go away is like lifelong. We have lived it so many years. So it's not that easy to turn it back just like that. You got to have a good practice, and you have a dedication for the practice on a daily basis. Don't go greedy for stillness of mind right away. That's okay. You want to go to the top of the Everest without ever climbing it, you know. So you got to you have to
Okay,
start at the,
got it.
yeah, start at the base. I'm very sympathetic and really empathetic to people, because I know how it feels to be a restless mind, right? I know how it is really takes people away, and then they get into some kind of habits, like they take a drink of alcohol or smoking or something they will do, which is makes you much more weak to do the journey. So, like, I never smoked, I never do drugs or alcohol, and I'm very joyful lots of times, because this feeling of enjoyment comes out of not having all these bad thoughts, or thoughts going all over, or thoughts taking over us and then telling us what to do, instead of we are in charge, you know. So that kind of thing happens slowly. Just take it easy on yourself. Have these physical practices, have these mental practices slowly come over your life, then you will be achieving that later on.
Doctor, can we talk more if you want? Hello.
What?
My next question is, you in the starting you told about manifestation. So is the mind stillness related to manifestation?
No, no. Stillness is where you kind of enter a realm of beyond mind, okay, beyond thoughts, you know. Then you will have a peace and quietness that is very eloquent, you know. Actually, all your speech and thoughts, they germinate out of the silence. So silence is considered as the mother of speech. So but you have so much speech, you kind of go away from your mother, kind of which is the silence. So to get back to silence, you got to really understand why I'm speaking so much, what is the need for that, you know. Can I be silent for a while? That practice has to be done. Mm.
Okay. So how can you elaborate some manifestation?
What manifestation? Manifestations happen because you have thought of something, you have a resolution, and then you work for it and you make it happen in your life. That's okay. You can do that if you are if something meaningful, you something really you know makes sense to you, and then you want to do that. Put your all into that, and then work at it, and it will manifest itself. But then, just because you want it, it doesn't come through. Whatever you want to, you got to put that into action, right? That is the action yoga, karma yoga, where you do it, but you don't say, I am the one who is doing it. That arrogant self that we say, that I am the one who accomplished it, that is not there in karma yoga. Because you are doing all action as a service to the God, to the manifested God, and all that, right? And then you feel good that I'm doing this in the mode of service. And then you don't look for the fruits of the service because you are doing it as a reverence, as a service. So you don't expect any results from that to come to you. Whatever the results happen, they are given to the God as a service. Then that becomes very easy to look at the Hare Krishnas, for example. They do a lot of service. They go and they do a lot of service. They don't expect anything in return. So that is a,
Agree.
yeah, that is a Krishna. What he does is Krishna Tattva. He tells Arjuna, do your duty. Don't be away from your duty, but do the duty with the attitude like I am the uh, conduit
Servant.
through which the no conduit, that is agent through which divine force is making me do this, and also I'm doing the service, and also as a worship, as something that I can give it to the world rather than asking for something in return. So no agent, no expectation of rewards. That is the true karma yoga. You do the job, but you do it with this attitude. Then what happens is your heart and mind gets purified, and also your mind gets focused. With a purified mind, purified heart, and then focused mind, you realize who you are. That's very easy if you can do these two. Okay? But people don't do this. That's why they kind of really get lost in the thoughts or in the regular life and all that. Yeah, these are not
Agree, doctor.
right away. I'm only presenting what are the impurities of in the mind that are there. How can we really address them? That's a lifelong thing too, Yogesh. It's not. I'm not saying that you're going to have them within the next month or two or
Agree,
anything.
doctor.
That's
Yeah. Agree, doctor, you are 67.
yeah, yeah,
Where you live?
yeah.
From where you are?
I'm from originally from India, Guntur, Andhra Pradesh, but then I've been living in United States since 1981. So, but
I'm really glad I'm talking to
yeah,
you.
I'm really connected to the ancient wisdom of India, though. Not with the modern
Mhm.
people. I think modern people are really sold to the weaknesses of the West. They don't take the good things of West. The good things of West are punctuality, really working professionally well with whatever we self to do, and also creating wealth and distributing health. All those good things I absorb from the West, but the internal matters I look to the east, to the India especially. Of course, other countries also, Egypt, Japan, China. All those people have deep philosophies in their life. Even American Indians have it. Australian Aborigines have it. And in Africa, there are so many tribes that have very good ancient wisdom. So we should not say only one country, but all over, if you look at the ancient, that's why I say ancient wisdom. It's not one particular country, even though I learned a lot from India, but there are so many countries there. India is still the spiritual center of the world. Okay, but the modern Indians are far away from it. They are as bad as the Western people in terms of going for the materialistic things. So they are sacrificing their own. Culture, and they are going for simple things. That's why I say so much chaos in India too.
Agree, doctor. Doctor,
Mm.
it seems like the world is connected. All world is connected.
Yeah, that's
You went,
that's
yeah,
what
it is. You went to, yeah.
that's what reality, right, Yogesh? We are only one Earth, and then all these borders are created by us. So that's why I don't feel like I'm away from anything because we are all one. We are all one humanity. We're staying in one planet, and we are destroying it by thinking we are separate. Okay, that's what it is.
Doctor, I'm a 23, 24-year young guy.
Yeah, that's
Trying
great.
to build a career. So any guidance you can
Yeah,
give me so that
build a
I can
career.
reach your
Yeah,
vision.
build a career, but make it meaningful for you. Make it more like understanding of how can I help the world rather than helping only myself. You can become a good career person, but then you can do the job, but also bring this wisdom into the work. That's what I do. I can go and serve my patients, and I can go serve other people, and I can really help my patients and all that, right? That's a, you can be a doctor or anything, but what kind of spirit with which you are coming? Are you serving, or are you want to exploit resources from other people? That makes a difference. So science is very good. You can understand science, but then ancient wisdom is much above science, I think. So you got to understand both and then combine them. Like I'm a informatician, I do with information a lot. And then I kind of understand modern technology better, but then I don't make that to control me. These days these technologies have become very active in controlling you. And I was listening to a historian who writes about the future too. He was talking about how these avatars that people are going to make, they want to put in a biometric bangle on you, so that they know what you are thinking, what you are feeling, so that they can control that also to make sales for you. Or they can put a chip in your head that is coming on. So then if you don't know yourself, they will tell you who you are and they will control you. So be careful with the active technologies and use them as the tool, but not as overpowered by them. That's what happened with a lot of people. They are hooked to social media and the devices, and they cannot let them go. They don't have other life. They don't take a walk. They don't enjoy nature, and they are glued to the computers and screens all the time. And that has its own effect on the brain. It enhances the impurities I'm talking about, that vikshepa, a scattered mind, that is very much augmented by these new technologies. This smartphone, they call it, that is going to be much worse as artificial intelligence comes, and these biometric bangles or chips into mind. So many things are coming up.
Yeah, we have to be natural and we have to think
Yeah,
about our reality who we are,
yeah.
and we have to be concerned about
Yeah, that is it.
how
Be
to
natural.
how it,
Yeah, two things. Okay. If you are natural in our education and more about nature, more about natural body, more about natural circuits of the body, that's very good. And also natural in our health care. These two things, education, healthcare. If you are very natural, I think we will avoid a lot of problems.
you know. Thank you very much, doctor. Nice
Okay.
talking to you. I have learned a lot of things.
All right. I will be closing the room because it's almost beyond 8. I was supposed to do to 8 o'clock. I might have started a little late today, but that's okay. No? And then I will see you again, Yogesh. Okay.
Follow to you, doctor. If you want, you can follow me.
Yeah. Okay. They don't allow me to follow because I follow too many people, they are saying. But I try to follow whoever followed me, but then they are not allowing me. Maybe later, probably. I will follow you anyway.
Yeah, actually, what happens when you follow a lot of people at a single day, na, they
Yeah.
put a limit for it.
Yeah, maybe
Next
that
day you can
happened.
follow.
Yeah, I tried to follow somebody last night and they said you cannot follow, you are following too many people. I didn't think so. I have more followers than
Yeah,
I was following. I have 10,000 followers, I think. But anyway, I don't pay
well,
much
actually,
attention to that. I
uh,
just be
yeah, yeah,
friends.
yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, after 2 days, if you try, na, you can follow. Actually, there's a limit for following the people in that single day. That's fine.
Probably. I will do that. Okay. Okay, Gush. Thank you very much. So I'll see you again. Okay.
Yeah,
Bye.
thank you. I'm really glad to talk to you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, doctor.
Yeah, sure. Anybody else has
Have a good day, doctor.
anything to say? You can come up. Otherwise, we'll close now. Okay. Okay. Once again, this room was about impurities of mind, which I use the mnemonic ava, which is like a spice in Andhra. It makes a beautiful pickle, avakaya. That is like a mango pickle, very very tasty. So A stands for ahankara, which is the ego. V stands for Vikshepa, scattered mind, scattered nature of mind. And the third thing is avarana shakti, that is like forming a wheel over our real self and not allowing us to understand what's the real self. I'll be seeing you again as I find the time. Thank you very much. Today at 11 o'clock Eastern, not 11 o'clock Central Time, 12 Eastern Time today, I'm doing the third leg of my inside job for wellness. I did introduction and food first 2 days, and the next 3 days I want to do exercise today, and tomorrow sleep and rest, and then day after tomorrow I'll be doing on meditation. That is at 11 Central. I hope you all attend that, and I will see you there. Thank you. And those who are interested in my wellness club, you can go to bapal.net/register, and you can register for the sessions or for the month. It's a monthly subscription. We do 5:30 in the morning and also in the 6 evening, both central times. I have put two sessions so that people can attend whichever they like. I like to do both times because that's very invigorating for me, and I get really a lot of energy from that. I don't get tired at all. That's why I can do twice a day. Thank you. I'll be seeing you.